Wazoo is making a change to the end date of the mask mandate.
And the WSU vaccine mandate may be sticking around for a long time.
Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
I'm Michelle Harmon. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
WSU is adopting new mask rules as requirements are relaxed around the state of Washington. Our reporter Zane Dodge is at the Cub to tell us what that might look like.
Thanks, Shane. I'm standing outside the Cub. The Cub will be just one building under WSU's new guidance coming up from the state. That will be one building that will not require masks coming up beginning March 12th. This includes classrooms, residence halls, recreation centers, and dining halls. Also effective March 1st, WSU will no longer require proof of vaccination, which that means starting tomorrow when WSU hosts Oregon State, they will not have vaccination will not be required. WSU is still encouraging students and faculty to, if they feel sick, stay home and do not go to class. And Cougar Health Services will also still be giving out vaccines while also, so they will not, and limited testing. So it's looking like we're getting a little better. So let's send it back to you guys at the desk.
WSU announced that the COVID-19 vaccine requirement may be permanent for students. That joins the measles, mumps, and other vaccines as requirements for students. Approved religious and medical exemptions will still be allowed.
And we've got a little bit of time. We need to take a step back and really look at what are the requirements we're going to put in place for all communicable diseases and make sure that those policies are uniform across all our campuses.
WSU announced that the COVID-19 vaccine will be a requirement for students permanently. The COVID-19 vaccine joins the measles, mumps, and other vaccines as requirements for students.
Colfax police arrested 3 Spokane Valley men for allegedly breaking into and vandalizing St. Ignatius Hospital in Colfax. The incident began Tuesday morning. Colfax Police Chief Bruce Blood responded after owner saw the vandalism on security cameras. The suspects attempted to flee the scene when Blood arrived and nearly struck the police chief with their car. The suspects were arrested for felony burglary, trespassing, as well as vandalism. Pullman arrested a 30-year-old man Sunday for suspicion of third-degree rape. Yvonne Cortez Ibarra was arrested after a woman called 911 and said she woke up to him having sex with her against her will. Police later identified Cortez and took him into custody. He was then booked in Whitman County Jail.
President Joe Biden gave his Staff of the Union address last night. Biden opened his speech condemning the invasion of Ukraine. He urged lawmakers to unite over the issue before moving on to issues directly affecting the U.S., such as the pandemic and inflation.
The way to fight inflation is to drive down wages and make Americans poorer. I think I have a better idea to fight inflation. Lower your costs, not your wages.
Inflation continues to raise gas prices and hurt Americans' pocketbooks. Here's Murrow News 8's Shagun Bamadele with more on the story.
As inflation hits a 40-year high record in America, prices of food, household items, and especially gas has skyrocketed.
Yeah, I mean, this truck is not cheap to fill up. It costs over $100 now to fill up, which was, it was crazy if we ever got to 100. Now it's a pretty common thing, so it's changed how I drive this. Try to drive it a lot less. I try to walk more. I try to ride my street bike a lot more. It's just kind of changed how I do life, trying to drive less and spend less.
Here I am, filling up my gas tank, which used to cost me $20 in the past year, but now it costs me $50. Why? Speaking to Shane, the manager of 76 of Pullman, he tells me how inflation has affected gas prices.
We still feel the effects of inflation, and obviously when our prices from our distributors and suppliers go up, that gets reflected on our own prices going up, and so the retail price for product goes up, and then that gets passed on to the customer. So, a along the whole supply chain, all the way from, our supplier and distributors all the way down to the customer. It's pretty tough, but I would say our store and other similar convenience gas stations in town have been feeling pretty tough effects of inflation, especially when it comes to the fuel prices.
Although prices are still high, Shane gives us a glimmer of hope for the future.
In a couple, in a year's time or so, we might see that the price has at least stabilized more, and then once inflation and the economy is back to a more stable, state, then we might finally see gas prices going down.
With Murrow News 8, I am Bamdili Sheg.
Coming up, the Idaho Senate approve a measure on tobacco products.
And a new brewery is opening in Pullman. Find out where after the break. If you enjoy local craft beer, you're in luck. A new brewery is coming to Pullman. Another Round Brewery Company opens this Thursday at 2 p.m. The new brewery is located across from Cougar Country in the Tractor Town Square on North Grand Avenue.
In Idaho, a bill raising the legal tobacco purchasing age to 21 passed through the Senate. In a 19-15 vote on Tuesday, the Idaho Senate Bill 1284 passed to raise the minimum age requirement to be in accordance with the federal law that was passed in 2019. The legislation now heads to the House for further action. A similar bill passed the Senate last session but died in the House. Umbrellas and boots have been a must here in Pullman, ladies and gentlemen, the last couple days. Is this something that we should continue to see, Drew?
Thanks, Shane. Yeah, it's been coming down pretty heavily lately. So yeah, you're going to need to keep those raincoats and waterproof boots pretty handy for you. Now, if we look at today's weather, it's just steady rain all day, on and off, to be honest. But because of that cloud cover due to the rain, it actually is fairly warmer than it was last week. We're looking at a high of about 48 degrees today. And then tonight, it's actually not getting that cold. It's only going to drop down to 44 degrees because of that cloud cover. Now, the sun is going to set at about 5:36 p.m. You're probably not going to be able to see that because of all the clouds in the sky. So you might have to hold on to next week for if you're a sunset lover. Now, we do have 10-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the east, so, plan your kite flying accordingly. For tomorrow, it's going to be right about the same. Like I said, it's going to be, just about 45 degrees, and then, sunset same time, right about the same miles per weather. If we take a look across the state, it is going to be pretty much the same everywhere out here. If we go to the west side of the mountains, Olympia, Seattle, right about in those 50s. Rain coming down, not going to get too cold at night either. Yakima and Tri-Cities as we head to southwest Washington, it's going to be a little bit warmer, but still raining over there. And then, of course, like I just told you, we got Spokane and Pullman, and it's going to be right about the 50s and rainy for you. Now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. So like I said, today it's going to be rainy, but on Friday, that rain starts to go away, and it's just going to be cloudy, so you won't have to worry about that. The temperature stays about the same the entire week. But as we see on Saturday and Sunday, it starts to get a little bit sunnier out there. And then Monday is going to be beautiful at 49 degrees. But because of the loss of that cloud cover, it is going to get pretty chilly at night. So you might want to have a coat if you're going out after the sun sets. Alrighty, so those rain jackets, you won't have to have them in your closet too much longer. Alrighty, back to you guys at the desk.
Appreciate that, Drew. A Wazoo coach won the media's Pac-12 Coach of the Year award.
And WSU men's basketball takes on a familiar foe Thursday. Next on Murrow News 8.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The media named WSU women's basketball head coach Cami Etheridge the Pac-12 Coach of the Year. The Cougs have 19 wins overall, which is a record number for the program in the NCAA era. The Cougs found out about the honor in Vegas, where they are competing in the Pac-12 tournament. That's a pretty great celebration to watch, and Etheridge is the first WSU coach to win the award since the 1990-91 season. And after 2 games away, the WSU men's basketball team returns home to continue the Oregon State series. The 2 teams will face off tomorrow at 8 p.m. The Cougs already played Oregon State on Monday with a 5-point win in overtime. WSU is ranked 6th in the Pac-12, and depending on how the Cougs perform in the upcoming days, could possibly earn a first-round bye in the Pac-12 tournament.
Spring break and travel plans are coming up for WSU students.
Find out about available transit around Pullman after the break. I was looking at the...
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Spring break is coming up, and so are travel plans for those of you heading out of Pullman. A new free shuttle takes vacationers from the WSU campus to Nez Perce Regional Airport in Lewiston. Shuttle pickups happen at the Fine Arts parking area at 3:45 and 11:45 a.m. The Wheatland Express shuttle to Spokane is still available. Shuttles pick up travelers outside the French Administration Building. Tickets are available on the website on your screen. Vacation Express is also doing bus trips to Western Washington as well. Pickup dates for those are March 10th, 11th, and the 12th. Thank you for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
Have a good night.